Luke the Notable surviving 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. I've never seen any of his videos before, and this is actually one that was suggested over a month ago when I first started doing reactions on this channel. If you haven't seen any of my actual old videos on this channel, you won't know that I actually started it by uploading ultra hardcore Minecraft, which is essentially hardcore Minecraft, but you don't have any health regeneration. So I'm still alive in it, and that kind of proves that I know what I'm talking about when it comes to hardcore Minecraft and surviving in it. But I'm curious to see how he survives for his 100 days in-game and see what he builds and just see what he kind of gets up to. If you haven't seen the actual original video, I highly suggest using the link in the description to go watch it first and then come back and then see my reaction, because I'm going to be cutting out quite a lot of it and I'm going to be breaking it down a lot more, talking and cutting and stopping. So if you don't like people watching videos and stopping and pausing, just go watch it yourself, because that's what I do here.
What's going on, Minecraft fans? My name's Luke the Notable, and in this video, I'll be surviving 100 days in Minecraft Hardcore mode. If you've never heard of Hardcore Minecraft before, that's because it's exclusive to the Java version of the game, so it's only on computer. And this difficulty setting makes Minecraft way harder. It definitely earns the name Hardcore. But most notably, of all the rules with Hardcore Minecraft...
Okay, I'm paused already. Most notably, even though his name's Luke the Notable. I don't know whether or not he intended on saying that, but it's quite funny. I'll let him carry on speaking.
Probably the worst one is that if you die, your whole world is deleted. Doesn't matter if you put a ton of work into your farm or your walls are really high, if a creeper ends up creeping up on you, it's over. Again, this is only on the Java version of the game, so you'll have to play on computer if you want to try out hardcore mode. I ended up just going with a random world. No particular seed or anything like that. And now finally, here we are, day number 1. I spawned in a forest biome which had both oak and birch trees.
Okay, so just jumping straight into it, and this is one thing that I've noticed a lot of the bigger YouTubers do. They kind of play with how the YouTube algorithm works, and that's by literally jumping straight into the video, not really having too long of an intro, because a lot of how the YouTube algorithm works is mainly with watch time. So if you're watching a video and you skip ahead to skip the intro, YouTube sees it, it kind of sees, like, you can look at your own statistics, so it's like 90% of the people, well 100% of people see it the first second, and there'll be like 50% only start watching it from a certain timestamp. So they kind of short down the intros, they kind of just say what they need to say, and then they just straight jump into it. They don't explain too much about it. Obviously, just kind of roughly said that the worlds get deleted, and that's what hardcore is.
My objective is just to not die for 100 days, and you can not die anywhere. It was a very dense forest, so I was chopping for a while. I'll make it look decent eventually, but for now we're just going on.
So in my actual world, I did pretty much the exact same thing as him. I just had like a proper weird shack. I couldn't be bothered building anything nice, because especially in hardcore worlds, you don't really want to build anything too nice early on, just because if you do die, all of your save gets deleted, and you've lost all that progress, and if you don't make it to the end and you don't survive the end, then it's kind of a bit of a waste of time, some would say. So I prefer to get to the end, complete the Ender Dragon, get your Elytra. That's pretty much all the hard stuff out of the way, and then you can start building stuff and be comfortable with it.
I also wasted a good bit of time building a mine shack right next to my house that I would never use.
Yep, I did the exact same thing.
I went to my main house and then just built a mine there. For our first day, we did pretty well at almost everything, but I was getting a little bit hungry. And hardcore Minecraft is the only version of Minecraft where if you get too hungry, you can actually die. But I figured I'd deal with the food situation in the morning. I can't go out at night, so figured I'd just mine. I found a lot of coal and iron, which is great, but there's still so much to do. So now it's the next morning. Day 2, but it's raining out.
Okay, so this is going to be pretty fast paced, which is very good. I do like videos like this. Obviously, in my own, I'm going to keep on referring to my own series of it. I didn't do it in 100 days. I literally just did it as like a starter playthrough, because when I started off my channel, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I kind of just forced myself to upload something, and I would suggest doing that for anybody who's wanting to start YouTube. Just start recording stuff, just upload it. It don't have to be the best videos, but as long as you're getting your content out there, you can start building that confidence to start actually doing stuff what's a lot bigger and better.
And right as the sun started to go down, I had a pretty
okay, he's decorating it a little bit.
A wooden fence to help keep out the zombies and creepers. You know, I loved those dirt windows, but I think glass ones will work a little bit better. And thanks to all those trees I farmed, I also got enough apples to keep me alive for a while. I mined at night, because there's nothing else better to do. By the morning of day 3, it was still raining, but these apples aren't going to last forever.
He hasn't found any sheep yet.
I worked the previous 2 nights.
So pretty much what he's wanting to do is, more than likely he's going to be wanting to go find some sheep, so he can make a bed, because if he makes a bed, then he can sleep out the night, so you don't have to worry about constantly going underground and then you don't have to worry about it being rainy, a bit annoying when it rains, and then also it doesn't have to worry about there being phantoms or even thunderstorms.
It's a humble farm, but in a couple days it'll
Nice
feed
little
me, and I
farm.
won't die. Haha! I had a lot of cobblestone, so I decided to put it to good use and build a protective wall. I really shouldn't have done this at night, though. As you can see, right as
Oh,
I finished,
no.
a creeper creeped up on me. After that creeper scare, I
So
decided...
like he has that wall there, but it's not that protective. It's protective against melee mobs, but then when it obviously comes to skeletons, they can just shoot straight over it.
I still had some daylight left, so it's time for my first harvest. From here on out, I'll be eating bread.
That is the most lazy harvest I've ever seen in my life. So he's literally destroying all of the crops, even the ones that aren't fully grown, and then having to replant them. So he's kind of wasting potential food of what he could have got earlier on, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference, honestly. But I think I might just have like OCD or something, and I like to just pick out the ones which are actually fully harvested. I don't know if anybody else is like the same. Let me know in the comments, because I would have thought everybody does that. They don't just destroy all the crops, but unless she's kind of doing it to beat the night cycle, maybe that's the reason why I did it.
I did not end up sleeping through the night day 8. Instead, I worked on making my
Okay,
mind
so
a
he's
little
now
bit more
putting
accessible,
stairs.
and now it's the start of day.
So the reason why he's putting stairs up to his mine shaft, so a lot of people want to do like a diagonal down, don't place stairs, and especially with hardcore or just the hard mode in Minecraft, your health dwindles down, so your food bar goes down very quickly, especially when jumping. So you don't want to exert that energy jumping. So when you put stairs, you can just walk straight up. You do have to make your tunnel down a little bit higher, but at the same time, it saves you having to go out and get loads of food and eat loads of food.
Clearing the largest forest in the world has definitely given me a good amount of logs. So in the sweet, sweet daylight of day 9, I upgraded my house again. Clearing the forest takes a while, so moving up
This is going to be a
way easier
very
than
tall
moving out.
house.
And obviously it took all day, but I built up to the 4th story, which gave me a nice look of my land. I also expanded my wall and changed it all to stone.
Okay, so now he's increasing the height
At
of
this
it.
point, the dream was to surround the entire area in a nice stone wall. Obviously that was going to take a while, but a stone wall surrounding my entire compound is going to keep me very safe. By
As
the
long
end
as it
of the
lights
day, I
it
got
up.
most of it done, but it doesn't have any torches on it, so it's still fairly dangerous out there.
Yeah.
Up early for the harvest on day 11. The crops were coming in great. Food was never
He's
really
destroying
an issue.
all- oh,
I had
that
tons of
sets off
apples
my
from cutting
OCD
down
so
every
much.
tree in existence. I just really like the agricultural aspects of this game. But obviously, farming is nowhere near as fun as wall building. My wall looks a little interesting in certain places, but you gotta forget about vanity when you're playing hardcore Minecraft. It's all about survival. So again, when the sun...
It's a bit of a debatable subject there. Like I said, obviously, you don't really want to build too much in detail, especially early on in your hardcore worlds. But once you do the end, you can then start making it look nice and pretty and start doing some crazy builds. Like so far in my world, which I've done, I've actually converted an entire mushroom island with grass, and then I've got some really cool stuff going on. So if you haven't checked that out, you can check it out using a card. I think this is the top right. I don't know which direction. It's one of these sides, but you can check it out if you want to. You don't have to.
Day 12, I was minding my own business when some raiders showed up. Good thing I built this wall. Without the wall, I would have been swarmed and stuck in my house by these raiders.
They
But
were
thanks
very
to my
scary the
wall,
first time I
was
saw
totally
them.
Fine. I was even able to use a certain corner of my wall to safe spot the raiders, so I could kill them without taking damage.
Yeah, it's gonna get a bad omen
Unfortunately,
then.
every time you kill raiders, you get the bad omen effect, so this thing's stuck on my screen. Don't worry, I'll get rid of it in the morning. Well, the first thing I did was make a compass. I told you earlier I have a habit of getting lost. To cure myself, I simply had to find a cow, extract some white stuff, and then slurp it
Some
down.
white
I also
stuff.
brought 2 lassos so I could take some cows back with me to start on my animal farm. I also grabbed
So
2
now
cute
he's gonna
little
start
piggies. There's no
using the cows. He's going to start making a big cow farm, and then he's going to use the leather to then make books, and then make his enchantment area. So it's kind of like the same thing what everyone does in Minecraft. If you've never made like a proper Minecraft world, that's kind of the route you go. Obviously, he's going to have to make a big sugarcane farm as well, and I've spotted there's loads of sugarcane about, so that'll be his probably next step.
But with this clock, I'm the master of time. Not space yet, but we're getting there. I stumbled upon some lapis lazuli as well.
Very
for a
good
second,
for
I thought they were
enchantments.
diamonds and peed myself a little. Day 15, I started on a second wall outside of my first wall. I spent all day building my...
He's spending so much time just building walls upon walls. Everybody plays in Minecraft differently, and that's like the beautiful thing about it. Like, he has the choice where he's wanting to just build walls and make himself feel comfortable doing that.
I didn't even mind. Farm time's the best time. And you
It
know, for every
hurts.
foot of
It
wall, I've got to take
hurts.
down 3,200 trees, so it takes a while. Day 17, I was minding my own business, cutting down trees, when
And
I
then a
found an
creeper.
unexplored cave on my land. It was a lot bigger than I thought, and this could possibly be where a lot of the zombies were coming from. Good thing I found it. I did find one creeper, but I had the high ground. I was fine. Day 18, I was clearing out trees for the wall until my axe broke. That's
If people remember back in the days before shields were like a thing, or I just hated getting blown up by creepers because you couldn't really stop them. Whereas now, obviously, if a creeper comes by you literally hold up your shield and it just negates all damage.
Anyway, at the end of the day, I ate right before bed, even though Mom told me not to. Day 20, with no more wall to complete, I constructed this bridge that's pretty small and totally useless. I was pretty much just trying to find a way to burn the daylight hours. I'm waiting until night to check the wall again. Went up to the top floor of my house.
So I don't expect within these 100 days he's actually going to make it to the end. Maybe he does. Well, I feel like he's more of like a builder.
Day 23 was the first day of house construction.
Another layer
Remember,
to the
it's
house.
a little easier to go up than out. I have literal mountains of wood, so I had to figure out something to do with it all. I spent all day constructing room after room of this house. It's going to be a tall
I'm honestly
one.
surprised he didn't just go
7 stories up, and this is
7 stories up. So the thing is, he's expanded his land out so much. But he doesn't really need to if he's just building upwards and he's not even expanding like diagonally. Or horizontally, should I say. I mean, you do what you'd want to do.
back to mining at night. The clock helps a ton when I'm down here. I can tell that it's just about to be. Oh, those are diamonds! Yes!
There we go.
5 of them. This is good. I made a sword and a pickaxe. I think most of us probably would. So day 26 with iron armor, a
It says most of us probably would, but I wouldn't. What I would have done with 5, I would have gone straight for the pickaxe and then also used pickaxe and then mine up obsidian. And then you could have made an enchantment table. And then with that enchantment table, he could have then potentially got fortune 3 on his pickaxe. And then anytime he now finds new diamonds, he would have got additional diamonds than what he would have missed. So he basically wouldn't be wasting the diamonds. I mean, it's not wasting, but it saves him time.
I went a little past sunrise, probably had to poo or something. On the road again, mostly just looking for villager towns. I really like those things. I didn't end up finding a town, but I found a desert ruin and some sort of outpost. I've looted desert ruins before, so I decided to go with this one first. There was a creeper inside.
That was
but
a
honestly,
weird
that's pretty
technique what he
standard.
has to get into
I lost
it.
about 35 days of work when I died to a creeper inside a jungle ruin. To my credit, it did lag a little bit, and I had my shield up, still died. Anyway, back to the ruin. I can see the chest, but I know it's totally a trap. I took my time, I was extra careful, everything was fine. Hey, a little free TNT's always nice. I got a couple emeralds, some assorted
he's got a
bones,
notch apple
no
as well.
diamonds or anything,
Very
but
nice.
it was definitely worth my time coming down here. And it's
That'll
getting
help him
pretty
survive
late, so
against
we'll
the
handle that
wither
other thing
or
tomorrow.
the end.
After farming, I spent most of the day fishing. There's a couple rare items you can get from fishing, and it's easier than going through dungeons. At night, I decided to upgrade my house.
So
At least
stuff what you can usually get from fishing is enchanted books, so you could potentially get anything from fortune, but it's kind of rare to get stuff like that unless you have enchantments on your actual fishing rod. But you can also pull that from fishing. So you used to actually be able to AFK. It used to be a AFK method, so you could literally just AFK as long as you had macros on your mouse and like right click, so you just had it held down. You could basically just infinitely just keep on farming up with your actual fishing, and it would give you all the loot, and you could just AFK doing it until your fishing rod broke. But now it's actually fixed, I believe. I don't know whether or not it was fixed with 1.16 or some of the updates before that. Can't do that now, but that's one thing. I don't really AFK anyways too much on my worlds. I kind of like to build, especially with hardcore. AFKing is definitely something you should try to avoid doing, because that's probably most of the deaths come from either accidental mistakes and just being clumsy, or people AFKing.
I generally try to wait to harvest my crops until they're all fully grown, but I was just so excited to
Oh
get
my
those carrots.
God,
Now I can
that's
finally start
painful.
breeding all of the animals, except the llamas. I don't want more of those. You know, going up to the 10th floor every night to sleep never got annoying. Day 35, I started on a bridge that would connect
Why
my
would he
land
put it
to
all the
a
way up
nearby
there?
shore. It took a little bit longer than I expected, but I wanted to make the part around my land a little nicer. Took about half a day's labor at day 38 to break through the other side, but it felt good when I did. I spent the rest of the day making it look pretty until it got dark, and I got scared. There's a massive
What is the use of that? That is my question. He's kind of just building and just enjoying himself. There's not really too much functional use other than not having to go through the water, but I don't know if that direction there's actually stuff what he wants to use in terms of like biomes.
You gotta understand, I'm on day 40. This is the longest I've lived in a hardcore yet, at least when recording this
Ooh,
series. In
okay.
almost all of my
So that's something what I've learned then. So that's the longest he survived in a hardcore series, 40 days in Minecraft, which isn't necessarily that long, but at the same time, fair play if he's beating his old record. He mustn't obviously be too good. Obviously, he knows what he's doing. I'm not saying he's bad at Minecraft per se, but I'm just saying he's not necessarily like a well-trained hardcore player, if I can put it into them words. I don't want to be like ignorant and kind of attack him, because I'm not attacking him. I'm just pointing out that there's a lot of other people who do it. I can't remember what his name is. I think his name's like Filler or something like that. He's a Twitch streamer. he has some insane hardcore worlds. I think he's like probably the best hardcore player out there.
I have some big plans for this road. I want it to carve through this forest. It's gonna be beautiful.
So the road that he's building reminds me so much of the yellow brick road inside of the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, it just reminds me of the yellow brick road, even though it's not yellow, but it's just like a massive road, which is kind of like a signal, like it'll help him get back. I think that's the reason why he's doing it, because if he gets lost with directions and he's not good with them, he has this road, which if he spots where the road is, he can just follow it back. As long as he knows which direction to go, unless he makes it very long and gets lost going one direction rather than the other.
We're back in the main camp for day 50.
Oh no, not again.
My crops. Gotta keep those carrot numbers up. I also did a little bit of work on extending my farm. It could never be too big. I wanted to find the ocean, and I found a big river that was just through this mountain. So all of the real day 51 I was carving through. Boat travel's really nice because it doesn't take up food, and most enemies can't get you.
So that's been literally, he's built that entire road. He built the bridge to get over the water, and now he's built stuff what goes under the water, so he's actually using boats. He's just enjoying himself doing what he wants to do.
And kind of like when I built that birch shack for working on the road, here I built a swamp shack. I would describe it as cozy. It's very functional. I just ended up mining all night. Now,
that was like the tiniest shack ever. Cozy. It literally had like one block where you could walk into.
Now it's been 3 days and I still haven't found the ocean, so I went up a mountain to try to get a better view of the land. This is probably the most dangerous thing I've done so far. It was a long night of canal construction, but an uneventful one. By the time I got back to the swamp shack, it was basically morning. But I was right back at it in day 54.
So the one thing what, obviously he hasn't gone out for diamonds, he hasn't started enchanting stuff, and the main constructive criticism about that, which everyone complains it the way they want to, he's wasting his own time technically by doing it without having the enchantments. So doing like big projects when you don't have your beacon, so you have to like mine out a load of blocks, or if you don't have efficiency, you kind of spend a lot more days in Minecraft in game than you would do if you used to enchant it beforehand. So usually what I do is try to get all my enchanted stuff quite early on, because then I can start doing buildings and then collect blocks a lot quicker, and then not have to like manually go through, because he's got literally just an iron shovel right now and he's on day 54 and he's doing quite big projects, so he's going to be spending a lot more time mining up the blocks than if he had any efficiency. Like with the, especially with even like efficiency 4, you can mine for it so quickly. So that's the only thing what I would have done differently. But yeah, each to their own. Like I said, people enjoy playing Minecraft their own way, and that's the whole point of Minecraft.
Trying to get one stretch of water connecting my house and the ocean. And as much fun as watching a full day of mining might be, I decided to cut it out, and I'll just show you the...
Okay, so this is what I'm saying here. He's done such a huge project here, and now he's got an iron pickaxe as well. So he's probably gone through his entire diamond pickaxe unless he swapped it out. But it's a lot that he's been mining out. It's taken so much longer than he did it if he had an efficiency and a beacon. But beacons are obviously hard to get in hardcore because you have to fight the wither, so you have to gear up. But that being said, having enchanted on your tools is quite easy to do.
When I got back home, I felt like fulfilling another dream of mine. Kind of like the treasure map, this is going to go back to another hardcore playthrough that I died on. In an old playthrough, I trapped a zombie under my house in this convenient little containment chamber. It also had a lever where you could drown the zombie if you wanted to. And I'm building another one, but this time I want to trap a creeper, so it'll be a little bit more difficult. It took all of day 61 to wire
This sounds
it all
risky.
up. I said earlier, I'm not that great with redstone. However, by the end of the day, the containment chamber was done, complete with auto drown mode. I was just stalling for nighttime, where I'm trying to catch a creeper, and I got him with my expert creeper trapping contraption. However, I forgot a crucial step on how the name tag works, and the creeper exploded. So I guess I'll have to try again tomorrow. Creepers don't die in sunlight, so in the morning of day 74, I was actually able to try again. I trapped him easily. That wasn't the hard part. I obviously know what I did wrong now. I'm using the name tag totally incorrectly, but I'm amazed I did this 2 days in a row. So here's what I did wrong. In order to activate a name tag, you have to use an...
Yeah, I was going to say, did he not actually put a name on the name tag? He was just trying to click it with no name on it.
Anvil. Then you can rename the name tag, which then renames the creature. I'm going to name this first creeper Elbaton. Took a little longer than expected. That is an interesting name. Gotta remember, this was a dream of mine, and now it's real. And because I put a name tag on good old Elbaton, he'll stay there forever, never dying, but sometimes drowning. I guess I need another project now. Huh. Wonder what I could do. Well, of course there's always that. By this point, I realized I'm level 38, and that could be used for a lot of seriously good enchantments. But you gotta have a lot of different items if you want to make a proper enchantment.
See, now he's only just started making his sugarcane farm. Like, usually the first things you want to do is sugarcane and cows and just kind of get that out of the way with, because obviously it takes time for stuff to grow, it takes time for the cows to breed, and why you usually want to be doing that first.
I'm not sure how, but I always forget to make a sugarcane farm until I really need it. I also have 0 sugarcane to my name, so I had to go out boating looking for some. Day 78, I started construction on where my Nether portal was going to be. I like it to be in my house and look nice. And by the end of the day, I ran out of my fancy
is he
stone,
going
but
into
I
it?
did a pretty good job anyway. I spent the rest of day 78 psyching myself up to go into the Nether. Today's the day to the Nether. Oh no! Not a bad spawn point. At least there isn't any lava around. Step 1, I enclosed the portal in cobblestone. This should help to keep the monsters out. One crucial ingredient to an enchanting table room is lots of leather, so sorry cows, but I'm gonna have to kill some of you. Listen, with a diamond sword and the correct leverage, there's no pain. And after crying through that experience, I now have everything I need to make some bookshelves. So day 84, I put together my enchanting table. It's not perfect yet, but it's getting there. You know, I never anticipated in my wildest dreams that I'd live at this level of luxury. Day 86, I built an incinerator. I have so much trash I gotta get rid of. I put it in the basement behind the stairs, next to my Nether portal.
I think that's the one issue with me with my Minecraft worlds, that I never destroy, or sometimes I might throw certain items away, but I just kind of hoard my items. I'm a bit of a hoarder in Minecraft. I just have chests full of just junk.
And by day 89, I built a track perfect for horses. I'm not gonna do this on foot though, it'd be dangerous. By the end of day 90 though, I was almost done with the entire thing, building the last little leg through the swamp. Yeah, it got dark right as I connected to the villager town, so I figured I'd take the short trek home.
He enjoys building just roads everywhere, or like transportation methods per se. Obviously he has his actual random walkway which he barely uses, and then he's got his canal which he uses quite a bit, which is fair play. Now he's got this which obviously helps him when he's traveling with a horse, because if you have a horse and you go into water below, I think even below just 1 block, so if it's 2 water blocks deep, you'll just instantly fall off your horse, which is a very painful thing to have to encounter all the time. So I would definitely build bridges for this purpose.
And you might notice this is a different horse. Yeah, the other one died. It happened on day 89. I just didn't have the heart to tell you. He fell during construction.
Oh, the horse death. The sound for the horse death is awful.
That was all that was left of him. It's fine though. He helped. And now I have a great horse road. It was gonna be dark by the time we got home. Perfect for day 100. Immediately when I woke up, I noticed a bunch of pillagers on my property. How did this happen? I was planning on revisiting all of the different areas that I built throughout these 100 days, but it looks like this is gonna take a little bit. I don't know how they spawned amongst my animals, but I know several of them are gonna die. That's pretty appropriate for hardcore Minecraft though. This game is pretty unpredictable. Ultimately, I vanquished the loiterers and drank that sweet white stuff. I think I did okay for 100 days. I never thought I was gonna kill the Ender Dragon or anything crazy like that. I'm not that great at Minecraft. But hey, if you give me another 100 days, you never know what might happen. I could die
He's
at
very
like
self-aware
142 though, and that would be just really depressing. If you liked the video and want to see more, show your support by hitting that like button.
Okay, so that is 100 days. Towards the end, I was kind of just like, it felt like it dragged out a little bit. It didn't really do too much per se. But with that being said, I've learned quite a lot of stuff, and I'm going to start dissecting and kind of reviewing videos towards the end, so like here. One thing what I also noticed throughout the video, which I didn't mention, is the fact how he doesn't have any music other than actual game sound music. So even like the actual music in game, he has that playing. So he doesn't have any music where he's added on top for effect. Quite a lot of it's just silent and it's him talking, which is quite common with a lot of Minecraft YouTubers who do Let's Plays. And yeah, he kind of built a lot of stuff. So he's one of them people who just enjoys building. So that's kind of like his style. He's not necessarily someone who goes hardcore. Even though he's playing on hardcore, he don't really go all out to try achieve the best that he can. He kind of just enjoys building. He's not that detailed of a builder. So he's not like a BWO or a Grian. He's not one of them builders, but he just enjoys playing it. And yeah, it's interesting to see that he survived in 100 days. To see before, he must have died a few times. I don't know how many times he's attempted it. He's got another video here which is 200 days, and it shows the Ender Dragon. So I think he must be doing the Ender Dragon within the next 100 days, which would be quite interesting. I didn't find the video bad. He had a bit of good humor to it. I did enjoy it. And if you want to see me react to any other of his videos, just comment it down below. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to click the like button. either animation somewhere, and then also subscribe so you don't miss out on other reactions that I do, because I do 2 to 3 reaction videos per week. And then I also stream on the weekend, so if you want to check that out, it's Twitch T.BB. Other than that, I hope they had a great day. Hope they have a great day, and I'll see you later.